Think of your favorite song. What's the first moment that comes to your mind when you hear it? What did that song pull out of you? Now imagine if that song didn't exist at all. Because the truth is, we are losing great music every day. Not because people don't have talent, but because the path is confusing, the resources are uneven, and too many artists try to do it alone. This episode is about Texas-grown DJs and dance music media heading to Miami Music Week to take in all the action. This includes conferences and industry networking opportunities only available at Miami Music Week. We're not just going there to witness it. We're going there to bring it back home. Because at the heart of the live music capital of the world, Austin, Texas, we're focused on fostering a stronger music community and helping grow the Texas EDM scene as a whole.
One of the most important things, if we think about life, we think about community. The thing that makes us up is our community, you know? You are our community. This is our community right here. So it's not just about some people saying, hey, we want to go to Miami. This is about us taking this venture and bringing what we experienced there, our knowledge there, back here and expounding it here. I mean, like you said, Texas is a growing EDM space. And
it's the fastest growing, by the way.
You have Dallas, you have Houston, you have Austin. People are always, when they come to town on their tours, you always see at least one of those places on their tour stops. So it's a good thing to have those resources to go out there and learn at the biggest time in EDM music, Miami Music Week, and learn from some of the greats and bring that back here.
Community is the difference between artists burning out and artists breaking through, and how the next wave rises together. In this episode, we break down why we're passionate about making a positive impact in the dance music community. On top of that, bringing the latest industry knowledge and insight back to Texas. And if you want to be a part of this ever-growing EDM community that Texas has to offer, and if you believe in strengthening the Texas scene, I invite you to support the journey at amplifyedm.com/MMW2026. It's also linked in our show notes. All right, as you know, we're all here to lift each other up in redefining music. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Redefining Music, the podcast where artists and industry leaders share the stories behind the music. We give DJs and producers the real game, what it takes to grow in the industry, and how to turn your progress into passion. This is Redefining Music. And tonight, we have a panel of people who are going to do that. So let's start off. We're going to introduce the panel here. I'll start with No Light Thing, or Evan.
Hi, my name is No Light Thing.
Awesome.
Oh,
We have
supposed to say more?
CEO of Amplified EDM, Kay.
Hello. Yes, great to be here. Thanks for being at our Redefining Music.
We have Sophia, who is with
EDM Texas.
Awesome.
Pleasure to be here with y'all.
And we have Highland Wave, or Reese. Awesome.
Pleasure to be here, y'all. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so tonight, the whole point of being here is to talk about the experience and journey that we have through music. I want to start with Evan. Evan was just telling me before we got started some cool things that he's doing. Evan, introduce us. Tell us about your experience and talk about that.
Yes, so I run a radio show called What's on My Mind. I've been doing that for a few years now. I've done production around town. I'm a DJ, been learning to produce. I actually just signed a contract with my buddy Revan on a track, and my radio show has gone international, which has been really fun. And it's kind of just been a lot of promos going through and digging and investing in the community where I can, and just a lot of fun stuff like that.
That's awesome. Kay, a lot of people may not know this, but you are an artist yourself. They see you in front of the production space, but tell us a little bit about your artistry.
Yes, well, thank you, Alan. So I have anything vocal, really, is what I work on. I've been producing this event for over a year now. And then I also am a vocalist and did a debut in December with Dazzle. And that was an event we threw to highlight our local talent and did 2 original tracks. So we did a really big production there. And then the recent work I'm doing is in Miami. I'm going to be on the red carpet at an event called Shift Miami, which is where the EDMAs will be held.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And I'm going to be on the red carpet, guys. And I'm like, it just shows like, yeah, share your voice with the world. That's what I do.
Awesome. That's going to be a great experience for sure. Now we turn to Sophia. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. You just drove in from Dallas.
Indeed, I did.
Tell us what brought you here and why you want to be a part of this.
Well, what brought me here is I kind of have to start with EDM Texas. You know, what is EDM Texas? Well, I would say we are a community-driven platform dedicated to uniting the entire Texas dance scene. And what I mean is we are known for amplified storytelling about what makes our scene unique. We do that through artist spotlights and interviews. We have an event calendar of every EDM event across the state of Texas. We help bring social awareness, bring back to the community for those in need. Our goal is just to be the heartbeat of our truly special Texas electronic community and just to unify everyone to, you know, dance and have fun and just celebrate life together within this realm called EDM.
That's awesome. I've used that platform to figure out where I'm gonna go whenever I'm in like different towns in Texas. So.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy to hear. Thank you.
It works.
Looks like we're doing our mission right, friends.
There you go. Exactly. All right. And last but certainly not least, we have Reese on the end, Highland Wave. I just met Reese today, and first thing he was asking me, he was like, he's DJing later. He was like, what BPM we rocking with? And I was like, that's a man who works on his craft. I love to hear it. Tell us a little about yourself.
All right, so I'm an aspiring DJ, a DJ here and there at like University of Texas at Austin, where I attend school, and I'm also a producer, and I also just love being around the Amplify EDM to help out with sound and just be a part of the whole system. It's a really great experience, learning a ton. I'm also just trying to get my feet in the ground to kind of get a solid career going and just trying to figure out where life takes me.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to go back this direction. I'm going to start with you, Evan. Going to Miami. I mean, Miami is a cool place. It's a place of fun, but like this isn't an experience to just go and party out. This is an experience to go and learn. What does going to Miami Music Week mean for you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I actually been thinking about this. For me, it really is seeing who am I going to meet, but also what can I do to invest in myself with the people that I meet, right? Both in the radio realm, the production realm, the DJ realm, but see where they can invest in me, I can invest in them, and then we can invest back to the local community here in Austin. You know, the power of radio is something that just reaches all around the world, right? And I want to be able to figure out how can I reach people's music that they give to me and go around the world, right? I would love to meet people that have radio shows in Miami, right? And that do it well. They do it every single week, kind of like how I do, and see how can we, how they expose their artists that they bring on to their show, and what that looks like, right? I don't want to go just to party, just like what you said. I want to do a little bit of that,
Speak
but I
for
also
yourself. I mean,
you know, for me, it's just I'm a production guy. I like to build things. I like to hear different sounds. I like to experience what it's like to be in the mecca of something, right? So for me, it's going to be one giant experience of hitting all these little technological needs and creative and music needs for me. So that's why I'm going.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Kay, question to you next, but I'm going to caveat it a little bit because I know that you're going to go, you want to be on the red carpet, and that's going to be like so important for like the podcasting space. But as a musician, what part of that is exciting to you about Miami Music Week?
Ooh, as a musician, that part is, just connecting with other vocalists, really learning the ropes, because I'm very green at getting back into my vocals. And, I connected last year with Sarah DeWarren and Linny, who Sarah just played Kingdom.
Yeah.
She's crushing it. Linny is too. Linny, I think, is actually up for Artist of the Year or Female Vocalist of the Year for the EDMAs.
Okay.
And just to reconnect with these people, hearing their stories last year when I was there, I was actually pressed last year as well. And that inspired me. When I went to Miami Music Week and I listened to their stories, I was like, I need to be making music. I need to be really doing that again. So I think just getting back into that energy and back into, I guess, like out of the day-to-day where I'm constantly in, and to be back into musicality and into the sounds.
Yeah, I know. As a person who probably works in the space behind the scenes a lot, like being able to put your music out there in front is important. So,
I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sophia, all right. As a person who is more on the technical side of things, on the side of like promoting and stuff like that, what brings out that passion to go to Miami for you?
So there's a lot of passions like woven in together. Like, like you guys asked, like, what are you going to like Miami for? Obviously it's going to be a good ass time. I mean, I'm not going to lie to that. But if we're talking more on like, like what my purpose is on accomplishing this, one of these life-changing events, I think what would be best for EDM Texas's goal in accomplishing this wonderful week in Miami Music Week is just bringing back that knowledge and that wisdom that I feel like Texas could thrive on even more than it already has. Because it's when you compare the Texas scene to, like scenes like Miami, New York, LA, like, those are some big mega hub like networks. But what about Texas? Like you get like these amazing, like legendary venues like the Concourse Project, and like you get
Silo in Dallas.
Silo, exactly. Like there's so many like emerging like talent that's just sprouting out of our state. Like for example, Sarah Landry's here straight from Austin, and she actually just got announced to be in the second wave of Winter Music Conference panels and such, which I am actually personally super excited for, because there's so many like ways to network and learn and just digest all this knowledge, like I said, to bring back to the Texas forefront, that I feel like our industry members, our artists, even fans alike could really like use to help push our scene even more than we already are pushing today. So I feel like, knowledge, like you're getting like when you go to Winter Music Conference, you're hearing from like record labels like, from Experts Only, Mousetrap, like anyone that you can like, you wouldn't even think about like stepping into a same room in front of, like in a more like intimate conference setting. So I think just getting to experience all that knowledge, bringing it back is just gonna definitely like bring that whole Texas EDM passion up to speed.
Yeah, and one of the things about being in this space too is like you get to see artists not on stage, kind of like in a more intimate element, so you can kind of get a chance to talk to them, because they're people too. They're not just the person that we see them on stage doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Their music. So it's a little bit different to kind of meet them in this kind of space.
Absolutely. Like at the end of the day, like yes, you can, in my opinion, you can like glorify or like look up to like any like artist or someone that's like changed your life, whether it's a celebrity, athlete or something. But at the end of the day, they're just normal people too. So it's just learning how to like really like get in that sort of vibe, like really intimately connect in the best way you can and such. So that's something I'm really super excited to experience.
Yeah, that'll be a great experience for sure. Reese, you mentioned that you're new into the game. You're trying to like grow your craft. As a person who is like fresh into the space of DJing, like what's one thing that sticks out in your mind of like, this is going to be an opportunity for me to do what?
So I'm interested in a lot of angles of music, not just producing or DJing, but also like the behind the scenes thing. So I feel like it's a great opportunity to kind of have a really broad understanding of what makes music happen and get a great understanding of how I want to fit into the sphere myself. So this gives me a place to kind of just get a really great understanding of who does what, why they do what, and how I can fit into that myself. Like, I really enjoy DJing. I also enjoy being behind the scenes, making the sound work. I enjoy producing, and there's going to be all of those elements there in a really strong, powerful effect. And I feel like it's just a great opportunity to kind of get my feet wet and just figure out what I want to do, where I want to go.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we forget that to put on a big show, it takes a lot of little hands putting things in place. Like before, when we got here, Evan was in here just like meticulously like putting wires and like doing stuff. And I'm like, that, like, if that wasn't happening, we would not be doing this right here. There's a lot of setup that it takes time to get that stuff done. So that's a good point of it. Like sometimes we forget about that specific space.
I still remember Reese coming over to my house to learn how I make my radio show. And I was like, he's going to be bored by like 11:30. This man stayed till 2 a.m. We started at, 6?
Yeah.
And just he saw my entire process, my entire workflow. I was like, how are you still here? And that was how I knew he was dedicated.
Wants to learn.
He was hungry.
Yeah.
I want to learn this stuff. I was like, yes.
That's how you know it's meant to be.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, honestly. Like, I mean, honestly, like I'm also an artist who's going to Miami as well. And I'm going to be honest, I originally was only going for Ultra. That's how I started this journey. But Kay reached out to me and she was like, hey, we're going to be doing some stuff with Shift. We're going to be doing some stuff with Red Carpet. And I was like, this is an opportunity for me to not only just go and jam out, but also do something productive while I'm there. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I don't really like Miami. Miami's okay. It's great. You know, it is what it is. But I was like, you know, this is going to make it even better. So, like, this opportunity for me is just a chance to, like, get eyes on a space that I've essentially always wanted to be in. I used to work in TV news for about 10 years. And, like, seeing the red carpets in booths and, like, managing that space is very different from actually being out there on the red carpet. So I'm excited to do that. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
Definitely.
I want to know one of your passions of music. You don't have to go deep into it, but just tell us something that like got you to this space.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Now we're going really deep.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's fine. That's what we're here for, honestly.
Deep.
No, I think for me, music has always been a part of me. The electronic dance music phenomena happened for me in 2006. So I was 12.
Oh, a baby.
I was a baby. I was 12 years old. And I discovered a DJ Tiesto. He wasn't even Tiesto yet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is this music? And then I got like this promo CD from Virgin Records. And I think I broke the CD because I played it so many times.
Yep. All the scratches.
And then, I got an iPod. So then you had to get iTunes. And so you get iTunes, and then you were like, oh my gosh, there's radio stations. What's a podcast? And I listened to Tiesto's Club Life forever. And then discovered, the ins and outs of, this podcast is sponsored by their main radio station, which is 538 Radio, or Radio 538, which was Armin van Buuren and A State of Trance. So then I shifted in there. And then I was lost forever, and then
trust me, I get the ASOT.
Yeah,
that's what got me there too.
And then even my radio station that I'm on right now, After Hours FM, I was listening to them constantly because the iPhone had come out, and it was like one of the first apps that you could get. It was just like, oh my gosh, like I love trance music at the time. I'm a little kid. I'm like, this is the only thing I love, and to experience all that waves and stuff. Growing up of, okay, this is trance music, okay, this is uplifting, and then like, okay, I'm tired of this, I don't know where I want to go, and then moving into this weird journey of like, okay, I love listening, got a pair of decks, DJ everything, happy hardcore, 165 beats per minute, nobody cares, like they're having fun, and then and then enjoying the process of getting older, going through life. Finally finding that time when you go, okay, is this what I want to do full time? And then saying, okay, I'm breaking out of my hometown, Lake Tahoe. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do everything. It's going to be easy. Get to Austin. Easy. Easy and ridiculously easy, but hard at the same time, because it takes strategic work of building community, investing in people that you meet, and it's like, okay, I have this radio show that came out of nowhere, but it's like, what do you do with it? And it's like, okay, I could play songs all day, or I could have guests, bring them on. I'm like, okay, what is it like to make music? What is it like to build community, to do events? She was the one that helped me, lift off, and we both helped do Amplify together. And so I forgot the question, but
it's all good. It's all good. This is part of it. Seeing the passion
Yeah.
that you're talking about right here.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
It's like, when you know that it's right and you want to keep doing it, every time a wave comes and goes. Like, I still remember coming out of just like some religious culture at one point, and the only thing I ran back to was music. Mm-hmm. That was all I wanted to do. I just wanted to engulf myself in this type of music, because it was home for me. And so I've been following that same path for about 10 years. And look where I've gotten. Like, I'm here, we have community, we have friends, and but you also see, like, look, we're doing big things. And I think that, like, every time I get, like, an email that comes from somewhere that's just like, you're not real, you're from a childhood, it just keeps me going, right? Like, and you're just like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's a process through life, honestly. Like, that's kind of how music, we were just talking about how music can unite people, language barrier, culture barrier, but like you can still, get to a level of understanding music with person. Yeah. What about you? Let's ask the same question to you. What brings your passion into music out? What got you there?
What brings my passion out into music was the one thing when I was a child, and I went through a lot. I was bullied a lot, and music was the one place I found safety. I found my people. And I went to this place called music camp, like band camp. Like, okay, that shows my age, guys.
Uh-oh.
But I went to music camp, and I was like, I got there, and it was my place. It was my safety. It was where I felt most myself, and the community that it brought. And so fast forward a few years, I moved to Austin, Texas from the Dakotas, and fell back in love with music. And I was also going through that same season of life where I was in like a transition. I was not feeling like myself. And I found the music community here. We all kind of met around the same time. And I realized I can bring something to that. I can bring community. I can bring to like artist development. And it really just fuels me to see artists shine. And that's like my big call is like, I love to give artists a platform through whatever it means to build their platform. And so music to me really, it took me out of a dark place and brought me to a happy place. And now I live in that happy place all the time.
That's good. That's good. Music can heal, honestly. I feel like every time I make this turn, I got to go dramatic. Like, Sophia. It's just like a dramatic, turn over here. Yeah. But yeah, we've been talking about people's passion in music, obviously. And again, like, not a musician or artist, but like you still seem to have like a fervent love for the space. So like, tell us where that came from for you.
Well, I could write a book on it, so I'm going to give a Spark Notes version.
Love that. Love that.
So I feel like I knew that music was going to be my entire life. I think when I was 3 years old, like I was already doing like church children performances. I remember like when I was 4 years old, I really liked being on stage. And there was at one point back in my childhood home videos, I was like really getting into it. And my mom would always say like, you were just so into it. Like you always get like so lost in the music. And so that's when I knew like music was always going to be like a huge part of my life. Fast forward to discovering electronic music. I was a classically trained violist ever since I was 9 years old.
Oh, strings player. I play bass.
I wish I don't have as much time as I would like to play as often. That's a new goal of mine, though. But back to electronic music, just being like within the whole music performance like area, I was drawn to like a whole bunch of music discovery when it comes to genres. But I remember I was 11 years old when I first heard Bass Hunter for the first time. Any Euro dance fans out there?
Gosh.
It was that all I ever wanted. That's what got me going. But ever since that Bass Hunter discovery, I discovered Dead Mouse, Tiesto. I remember that Soul Pandora radio station that I would just constantly listen to back in the day. And like I said, that's when I got that spark. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be doing something with this, whether it's DJing or performing or just being in the industry. So like throughout high school, I would just start like discovering like new subgenres left and right and just trying to like immerse myself, like learning like production wise. And then once I hit college, I went to my first festival. I was living out in Utah. I went to DOS Energy 2016. I would definitely say that was definitely life-changing in a way because that's when I knew that I wanted to work in electronic music, but I just didn't know what. So I was a music performance major, long story short, but it just didn't really align with my life calling at that time. However, I got into music journalism when I interviewed my first DJ duo that was around the college I was attending, and instantly from that moment, I just fell in love. I started writing for a music journalism website. It was called Mix 24/7 EDM. Shout out to them. They really helped put me on the map in electronic dance music, and I wouldn't be where I am music journalism wise if it wasn't for them. I got an incredible opportunity going around and covering festivals from Texas, Utah, all the way to freaking Montreal in Canada. I remember I was 19 years old when I went to Ilsenich all by myself to cover media. And I don't know how my mom allowed me to do that, but thank you so much.
We got to talk to her about that. It was questionable decision.
Yeah, but long story short, though, I am so incredibly lucky with all the amazing opportunities I've had, whether it was interviewing certain artists, getting to cover shows or festivals that I never even would have imagined going to without like these incredible like opportunities to go and cover. So throughout then, I've just learned throughout my ways of just navigating the industry, whether it's like through leading a promotions team, writing about music, and now launching EDM Texas, which was 2.5 years ago now. So it's been a pretty long, it's been a long time to me at least, but it's just crazy to see where this whole journey has flourished and evolved. And now with Miami Music Week coming up, I feel like it's just a whole full circle moment of just everything I've aspired to be, everything I've accomplished, and just still learning, still growing. I always say to myself that you always learn something new every day, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
Love that. It's a beautiful journey. I love to see that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Reese, all right. We've been asking this question, but I feel like you're the youngest one here, and I feel old. So I'm just gonna put it out there, when you think of music now, taking it into a new generation, what's a passion that you have to push out there?
So I always resonated with progressive house when I was a kid. I loved Martin Garrix when I was little. I grew up in that kind of scene. So I feel like now back whenever I was a kid, it was not very popular. I was the one kind of weirdo kid listening to that kind of stuff when I was little. But now it's become a much more prevalent and much more dominating kind of scene with Tech House. Everyone knows who John Summit is at my university now. It's a huge thing. EDM has actually breached into just the bigger realms of where I've been in the kids of my generation. It's a huge thing now, and I don't see it.
It's the fastest growing music genre right now.
Exactly, and it didn't used to be that way for me, at least. And now everyone I know listens to it. It's just completely mainstream, and that's great to me because when I was little, I used to love listening to EDM. I didn't care who thought it was cool or not. I loved it. It was my passion when I was little, and now seeing it become so mainstream is really fulfilling because I feel like I can be a bigger part of it, talk more openly about it, and just kind of feel more connected to the community because it's huge now. It's a great part of the community.
I feel like there's a theme that everybody has mentioned up here, and it's the community that music brings. It's the community that people have built in this space. And I think that's one of the most important things. If we think about life, we think about community. The thing that makes us up is our community, you know? You are our community. This is our community right here, you know? So it's not just about some people saying, hey, we want to go to Miami. This is about us taking this venture and bringing what we experienced there, our knowledge there, back here and expounding it here. I mean, like you said, Texas is a growing EDM space. And
it's the fastest growing, by the way.
You have Dallas, you have Houston, you have Austin. People are always, when they come to town on their tours, you always see at least one of those places on their tour stops. So it's a good thing to have those resources to go out there and learn at the biggest time in EDM music, Miami Music Week, and learn from some of the greats and bring that back here. I am going on this, but I wanted to focus on the people here. I'll tell a little quick story about how I got into music. I used to listen.
Your turn to answer.
I know, right?
Questions.
All right. I used to listen to A-Side in my mom's car because she had satellite radio. I know, that's what got me into it. I would sit in my mom's car on Thursday nights, and I would just sit in her car and listen to it for like, probably not the whole time, but like an hour. And she'd come out there and she'd be like, boy, what are you doing in my car? You running my gas? And I'm like, yeah, Mom, watching the fucking show. Anyway, that was...
Said that to your mom? How old were you?
No. Trust me. My mom was a spiritual lady, so I was not cussing in front of my mom. Just stop that. She would roll in her grave if she thought that. Anyway, but yes, that was what kind of got me into EDM music. And then fast forward through life, I was always the person who had the Spotify playlist for any occasion. They were like, you know how to play just the right songs for like the old 70-year-old people and like the young teeny boppers over here. I was like, yeah, you just got to have music that anybody can kind of vibe to. So that's really my start into the space. I got into it a lot later than most, but it has been music has been a passion for me my entire life. And now being able to like make music and create music and put that in front of people, it's been beautiful. So I'm glad to be up here with the likes of you guys. This has been a great experience. Kay has been great with Amplified EDM. Evan has been a great mentor in the space as well. So
I do have something to say about Miami Music Week.
for sure.
Have y'all heard of the EDMA award, like the EDMAs? No, it is an award show like no other. So the EDMAs, your favorite artists are nominated and you get to vote. So you can vote for your favorite. There's categories from best vocalist of the year, best, duo of the year. There's everything. There's even one called throwbacks where they did there's a throwback like Sweet Caroline. Meow, meow, meow.
Like throwback remixes?
Yeah,
Okay,
throwback remixes is the category.
I love that.
I feel like that's almost every song nowadays.
It really is.
know. But you get to vote, and you can vote by going to edmaawardsmiami.com to vote for your favorite artist for a multitude of categories. And if you want to go to the EDMAs, you can check out different radio stations that are giving away tickets. You can also check out, the best way to do it, honestly, is to go to shiftmiami.com. Get tickets to Shift Miami, and then you have your ticket included to the EDMAs, because the EDMAs, it is hard to get into. It's like the tickets it sells out so fast. So if you're going to Miami Music Week, definitely grab those tickets. And again, you can get that at shiftmiami.com. So those are some ways to do it. And if you are like me and you don't want to take the risk of not going, grab those tickets. Yes. And go vote for your favorite artist to win.
I would also recommend checking out the Winter Music Conference as well if you guys prefer a traditional conference setting, just because there are so many panels, so many workshops, so many discoveries to experience there. Like you get like panels from all these like amazing well top known labels, DJ workshops from artists like from Sarah Landry to there's any other genre you could think of, they're probably going to be there. It's definitely a really good like opportunity to network, check out new experiences, discover some industry knowledge, like I said earlier. So I think that's another really good way to invest yourself and invest in the industry, as well as by attending conferences like these that could really help expand the industry and the knowledge and the ecosystem of wherever you are, especially in Texas too, though.
I was going to say, if you want to hear our take on the EDMA nominees, you definitely got to go on the YouTube channel, because it was, I rewatched it and I just...
Oh, y'all just shot that the other day.
Yeah, we just
Oh my gosh.
literally Sunday, because like the press release went out Monday with all the nominees, and being a part of that experience of like picking the nominees was a whole nother journey. But the bloopers reel, honestly, is the best.
I think the bloopers are real.
It was a good blooper.
It's pretty good, you guys. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you like roll on the floor laughing.
Love that. Love that. Well, awesome. Great. Thanks to everybody for coming out. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for Regal Room for letting us use this space. It's been beautiful. This has been a great spot for sure.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.